Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Chat Managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Hi, Ron Conditional Love Tarot, Carmen Nunali, Dear God, Bad Star, welcome. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilo.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. And if you text me, I don't respond, please call me, okay? And if you would like to donate, I would appreciate that as well. I turn on the dollar sign thanks to all of you who reminded me that I didn't have it turned on. So I didn't realize that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Giga. Giga says, Milo looking healthy. I appreciate it. I was sick as a dog. Oh my God. You guys said next time, let me order you some seafood and fish soup from a Jamaican restaurant. I wonder if they have them around here. I'm sure they do. Probably in West Palm Beach, they have those things. They have all kinds of restaurants around here. You know, people from the Caribbean, they're in Florida, all over the place. I have to try one of these days. Okay. Feel like running a marathon. Yeah, right. Let's see. Okay, I'm sure all of you have heard that Jimmy Kimmel is coming back tomorrow. And it means our wallet and our voices have power. And you know, I don't intuitively, I feel in some ways, Trump had a word on this as well, or his Brandon Carr, you know, on his behalf or something, because this thing was reverberating even through MAGA. I believe I mentioned that earlier in my last show. The Harpad Star that the MAGA basically was turning on Trump. And I predicted they would. But this had a major impact because this affects all of us. And if we lose our ability to speak truth to power or to say anything we want whenever we want, okay, that's why I keep doing this, because me doing this, I'm sure somebody reported to my channel, okay? But if you stop talking, I'm not doing anything wrong. You know, this is my home, my country. I'm not going anywhere. I've never left since I came here, you know, and I don't want anything to go wrong. And if I know the country is heading in the wrong direction, I'm going to say something about it. And mostly in this situation, I've seen this at work, where Trump wants to take us. And we look at what is happening already. I don't know how many of you have heard some European countries, France, among a number of others, basically went against us and decided that there should be two states in the Middle East, meaning between Palestinian and Israel. There should be a Palestinian state. They went against us, among other things. For example, the tariffs. They are linking arm with the countries in the Americas. I believe Venezuela, unfortunately for us, Trump's policies is pushing them deeper and deeper into the arms of China. Okay, but the others are linking arms with Europe and some countries in Europe and Asia against us. Okay, but those things are going to have an effect. It may be taking a little bit of time. Tourism is way down. And based on Trump's behavior, and now he wants to charge people $100,000, people with H-1B visas, before they come here. This is only to discourage people from coming to this country. But who's going to suffer? Us. Yeah, we're going to lose our leading edge and everything, because to get an H-1B visa, if I'm not mistaken, you have to be the best of the best. Okay? So, dictatorship does not work. And also, not only that, after the dictatorship is over, the mess that's left behind, my fellow Americans have no idea. Unfortunately, some bad things are going to happen before they all wake up and said they've had enough. And when that happens, even MAGA, there's always going to be a small percentage of the MAGA movement who are going to stand with Trump no matter what happens. They won't walk away, and that's fine. But my prediction is a large number of his MAGA base will abandon him. But by that time, already the damage this past week alone, trying to basically shut us up, our ability to express ourselves, our First Amendment right, he was trying to take it away. Everyone around the world is shocked. But he's making believe he doesn't see, he doesn't understand, he's going to keep pushing forward. But let me tell you, none of those things work. But what scares me is when he finally gets the message or leaves for whatever reason, okay, depending on how much damage and abuse him and his regime inflicts on us Americans, him leaving will not mean we are safe. I mean, it's over. No. Because it's the same thing we see in Haiti, among other places. And yesterday, like Trump said on during the 9/10 celebration that they had, he hates people who has, people who goes against him or something to that effect. I don't know exactly how he put it. He hates them. Well, that's a very bad for a leader like, in his position with a family to be saying these things. He should know better. And the guy is 79 years old. That means he really doesn't care about anyone else except for himself. Because when you have a family, there are certain things you don't do, certain things you don't say. But obviously he doesn't care. But what scares me, hopefully there won't be too much people out for revenge. But my prediction is, unfortunately, there may be some of that. Let's see what happens. I pray every day that some what I am feeling, of what I am seeing, don't come to pass. But yesterday's speech didn't go down well with most Americans. He did not help himself. And going forward, everything, all his initiatives, just like today, go out and lie, Tylenol, cause whatever, I don't remember the name of that illness that it causes, which is not true. And he did it on purpose to show support for RFK. Give me a break. You know, of all people, this guy's a wacko. There's no reason. Thinking, well, the thing is, they are misleading the American people, but it's not going to work. They are looking like a bunch of pathetic fools. They're making fools of themselves. People know better. The science is there for all to read, or the people's doctors will tell them. So, Papa Doc, since that's the one I know, left Haiti devastated. And Trump would do the same thing here. But unfortunately, my fellow Americans are going to have to learn the hard way. These things don't only happen in poor black countries. And I tell you, I was shocked. I never thought I would see this in this country, because I thought we knew better. We've watched other countries go through it. Look at China. Look at Russia is the worst. Look at what's in Russia, but who does he want to imitate? Russia. Putin. Oh, God. So, my friends, let's see what happens. But I'm glad Jimmy Kimmel overcame and basically fought back, and he's coming back. Okay, friends, don't forget, today's Monday, so feel free to ask personal questions, pet questions, past loved ones questions, whatever you have. Hi, it's in the music. Okay. Somebody says, I'm writing a fantasy novel and a type of self-help book. Both as series, hopefully. Both centered around nature and forest. I'm hoping to bridge the interest of both kids and adults. Do you see it? I mean, sure. But the thing is, yeah, you can do it. I don't see a problem. You know. The challenge is marketing it. I'm going to have the same challenge too, isn't the music. I'm writing a book. I'm not only saying it to you, so I'll share with you what I do. The Raven is my ghostwriter. She's helping me write it. She has some steps on how to go about, doing these things. I'll let you know how I do it. The problem is, if you are not a famous author, you can break through. It's going to take a lot of work. So yes, it's not that it's not going to be good, So, yeah, go for it. You can make headway. I'm just letting you know it's going to be tough. For me, it's going to be tough too. So let's go for it. Sharon Andrea says Kemal is still under contract and he's concerned about the people who works with him. Of course, whatever he chooses to say or do tomorrow is going to be impactful. Oh yes, especially if he stays true and authentic is key. Yes. No, I mean, people like him, the people who work for them, because they're doing so well, they don't, losing this contract is not a big deal to him. But the people who help him every day, who are living paycheck to paycheck, they are important and they have a major impact on the decisions that these people make. So you're right. That's understandable. Okay. Josie Dog says, how long do you see the government shutdown lasting? I don't feel it's going to last very long. 1 week, 2 weeks max, if it lasts 2 weeks. Okay? Probably 1 week. because, I mean, there's a small chance, 10-15% chance that it may not happen. But as we know, Trump, he wants to control everyone and everything. And Democrats are in no mood. Believe me, the minority leaders, Schumer, and I forget his name right now, and the minority leader in the House are going to talk to Trump. From what I understand, they're supposed to talk to him one day before the shutdown. Democrats are in no mood for them to play around. And to really, I feel it's a mistake, them calling Trump and ask for a meeting. I feel it shows weakness when you're dealing with people like Trump who want to be dictators. You know, if it was another country, I can understand. But this is America. This is not going to work. Like my father always tells me, America gives you enough rope to hang yourself. And that's all that's happening with Trump. That's what I'm saying earlier. Him making that speech yesterday, stating and emphasizing how much he hates people. The dumbest thing anyone can do, mostly a leader. Okay, so, but what do I know? But I feel the probability of Schumer to get a deal is small, but he might, because Trump, someone reminded him that he needs 60 votes in the Senate. He didn't know that. And also, I'm sure Schumer is going to impress on him the devastation. That's basically why they want to talk to him. What can happen if you go through another shutdown? It's not only going to be Democrats, and also the impact on our credit worthiness, among other things. The country is already suffering because of his tariffs. The shutdown is going to make it even worse. Not that Trump cares, but what he cares about. My guy is already complaining about tariffs, day-to-day living. And on top of that, the farmers are complaining. They cannot sell their soybeans. So, but I don't feel those two leaders should have asked for a meeting. When you're in these fights, you got to have, you got to be strong. You can't be weak. And you have to, that's me. Maybe I'm, maybe something is wrong with me. You cannot be afraid to fail. And you have to go for what you feel is right. So let's see what happens. I hope they get a deal. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Because Trump thinks he's all powerful, he can control everything. Although someone reminded him that this is not a good idea. Harris says, holy crap, we're all gonna get autism. Yeah, I think I've taken billions of pills. Oh my God, yeah. It's crazy. Excuse me. Thank you, maybe still up autism. Yes, I couldn't remember. Thank you, Vicky I. Okay. Hi, Craig. Craig Dixon is staying in a hotel in Denver. Wow. I feel a sad spirit nearby, but I'm keeping them at a distance, but I feel I'm safe. Do you feel anything? No, don't worry about it. Just go about your stuff. Yeah, that can happen, Just if there's a church nearby, you go get some holy water and sprinkle it around the room. It should be fine. Hi, Marilyn H. Marilyn H says, what do you see when you focus on Charlie Kirk's parents, etc.? No one from his immediate family has spoken except his wife. Oh, my friend, I think the shock of losing a child. I mean, I'm saying this because I lost those who were closer to me because they were like my brothers. We weren't like cousins. Uh, oh my God, I don't know how long. It was the same week that Magic Johnson was diagnosed with the HIV virus. Okay, that was around that same time. One of my cousins was assassinated in Haiti, and he was a physician. His name is Jimmy Lalane, like Jack Lalane, Jimmy Gimmy. It's if you Google it, it's on Google. I don't know if the statement is in English, but anyway, he was a physician, and I watched my. I mean, this is the same thing. My cousin was shot in front of his clinic. Somebody called him. I wasn't there. I don't know exactly. They said somebody told someone to tell him someone wants to talk to him outside. And innocently, he walked out and they shot him. That's the reason why I'm giving you the example, because it's the same thing as Kirk. Okay. So his family not speaking, the shock. My aunt, his dad is my mom's older brother. Okay. But his mom is like my aunt. She couldn't speak. She wasn't well for a while. And my uncle, yes, he was doing his many duty, but you can't. These people are on autopilot after they receive a news like that. I remember I was here, and my aunt came after that happened, after he was assassinated, because I have other cousins. His sister, in fact, was living here with her husband, and she has 2 kids. So I was with them quite often. She went back to bury him. So I watched the whole thing unfold, similar to what Kirk's parents are going through. Them not speaking, it's the shock. Politics and everything else will come into play, I'm sure, later. But someone, 31 years old, my cousin was about 39, 40, something like that. Okay. That's what they're going through. That's what I'm reminded. That's why I gave you my cousin's example. He was shot too. He was about 39, 40. Yeah, about a year before he was shot, he was going to Haiti. He was studying in France. So he graduated from university in France. So he used to go every year for whatever doctors do. They go to seminars and stuff like that. They come here too. But he was in France. He stopped here to visit us, because his sister lived in Jersey too. So he was at his sister's house. He stopped by my house, went to Queens, and then he flew back to Haiti. And a year later, and when he was here, I told him not to go back. But when God is doing his work, there's nothing you can do. But don't read too much on Kirk's parents who didn't say anything. Okay? It's shock. That's all it is. But I'm sure at some point we will hear from them. But when you lose kids that young, assassinated. Oh my God. It's not easy. Okay, sorry about that. Honey Final says, how many did you just say? Yes, Kemal is coming back tomorrow. Did I hear you right? Yes, if so, it is good. Yeah, it's very good. His show will start again tomorrow. They have a show planned for tomorrow night. Okay. G Girl 1050 says Milo will be known as an illegitimate president now one day, and if so, what does that mean? Excuse me. I don't think that's going to happen. You know, I mean, obviously, and Trump is only uh, a symptom. Okay, Trump is not the only one doing this. Republicans have been wanting to do what Trump is doing for a very long time, and they have wealthy backers. Because I don't know if you guys remember that guy Darwin, I believe that's his name. Okay, who wants to show people or want to find a way to let people know that dictatorships are not so bad. And he convinced a whole bunch of wealthy individuals like Elon Musk and company, okay, they should change our form of government. That's what's going on. All right. So Trump is a useful idiot, and he's racist, among other things, and he feels safe being president because otherwise he would be going to prison. Okay, so he decided to play the game, but he's being used. That's what's going on, and I said that before. Once Republicans get this to a point they feel they have full control, they'll get rid of him if he's still around. I've been saying this for a long time. So, but in the meantime, he has basically destroyed his legacy. Whatever it was, I'm not saying it was good, since that's how they call it, whatever it is, he's destroyed everything. Because most Americans are not in with what he's doing. It's hard to get people to stand up, but democracy is ingrained in everyone. That's why Trump and Disney, among the other outlets, are backed off this camel stuff. Even MAGA is saying, trampling on our First Amendment. He said, no. Everyone complained and started screaming. So they backed off. They're going to try again, okay, so some other way. They may even try to shut us, a little channel like me. I am letting people know where this is going. Everyone is subject to having your First Amendment right trampled on. But no, Trump has destroyed everything he's built or worked on. All the good he could have done. He didn't have to do this. But since this is easier, he's lazy. And they convinced him that would make him a great president. He's a leader and he loves to control everything anyway. He went for it. Nobody what I can't believe, no one in his family, I'm not intuitively, not that I know of, since I don't know anybody, nobody talks to me about this. Okay? They don't sit down with him. I'm sure he probably wouldn't listen to them, but to have an argument with him, why do this? It's not worth it. Because they're going to fail. even if they were to succeed, it will be a short-lived success. Americans are not going to play that. And that's what scares me. This may go wrong. And once it goes wrong, it's going to be very difficult to make it right. But they're not going to, it's not, at this point, it's no longer a question of legitimacy. That's over. He's in the White House. No one is going to remove him. The only way they're going to remove him is Republicans, when his poll numbers drop low enough, they'll impeach him. And Democrats will have an upper hand after 2026, but I don't think we're going to have to wait that long. That can confuse time. I can't make promises, but I think there is a lot that's going to happen in between. Okay? But don't worry about whether he's legitimate or not. That's not going to help us. The damage he's causing, how are we going to fix those damages? That's the challenge, my friends. Trump has basically created so many problems for his family. These people will never be able to live a peaceful life. They will always be reminded of what their father did. That's my prediction. This is one of you guys. Hi, this is Milu. Hello?
Hey, Milu, I bought a
This guy. That's one of my clients. But anyway, this guy called me at all hours. He's got some issues. Called me. He's in California. He thinks. Anyway, it's oh my God. All right, but yes, the problem with that family is worse. Okay. Let me tell him otherwise. Can you please call me back?
Call you back?
Yes, I'm streaming, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, bye. All right, friends. But yes, don't worry about this. Unfortunately, there isn't much we can do. I thought it was one of you, but he's going to keep calling. Mon B says, hi, Milu, just a question. Should I stay in the present job? A new boss is coming in. My friend, do the best you can to deal with the new boss. I wouldn't let that make me leave my job, not at this point. The job market is really bad. I'm sure you know, but it's really bad. Okay? So try not to let the boss get to you. Honey Final says, what they are doing to this country will come back and bite their behind for the future, and they will regret it so badly. I agree with you. You're right. That's exactly right. They're going to live to regret it. Trump may not be around, but his kids will. That's for sure. You are right. Rosetta Kincaid says, Amilu, my son and grandson are traveling to Japan next month. Will they be okay? I feel like saying yes. I'm not getting anything to worry about, so tell them to have fun. Okay. I think this is it, friends. Carmen Donati says, Milu, I have a real bad feeling that something terrible is coming. Well, we are with the eclipse, among other things. So if you're feeling that way, I'm not surprised, because there can be some pretty bad stuff. Hi, Betsy Warren. That can happen. I'm not seeing anything yet.
I didn't understand that.
Oh, my phone is talking. Yeah. I don't say, I'm not seeing anything really to go crazy about. You're welcome, Jordan Johnson. You know, I'm not saying, yes, a lot of people, you're picking up, you know, the negative effect of that eclipse, but I'm not picking up anything bad. Otherwise, I would tell you guys, or it would just come out. I'd blurt it out. So hang in there, don't worry. Okay? You'll be all right. Okay, friends. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmedia.com. Hi, Julian. Or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel, I'm still trying to get to 1 million. Please subscribe. And also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Thank you, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow at my regular show. Those of you who can make it, who are not doing the corporate hustle. Till then, bye.